Now to our latest in a series of reports on the high cost of living in Maine. Tonight, how some Mainers may be priced out of building that new home. A new building code is now in effect across Maine, and it's a bit of a double-edged sword. On one hand, state leaders say it will make new homes safer and more energy efficient.
On the other, builders say it could increase the cost of building new homes, leaving more people priced out of the market. Chris Costa joins us live in studio tonight to explain. Hi, Chris.
Well, Brian and Amanda, this is all known as the Maine Uniform Building and Energy Code, or MUBEC. Maine is required by law to update those codes, and cities and towns with more than 4,000 residents must enforce the new code. The biggest change this time involves the insulation in your attic, floors, and walls. The change to the code requires that new homes and commercial buildings have more of that blown-in insulation. Leaders from the governor's energy office and MUBEC board members say this change will reduce heating and cooling costs and promote clean energy. But not all home builders agree. Some say more insulation requires them to build homes differently and will ultimately lead to higher costs that the builders will have to add to the sales price of the home.
So as we continue to increase insulation and do all these other items to make the houses tighter and more energy efficient, some people can't afford that. And a state minimum building code shouldn't require us to build at such a high cost that people can't afford to own a home.
So how much more will these costs increase? That depends on the size of the home, the location, and any other features because the home is newly built. Here's a statement from Efficiency Maine Director Michael Stoddard. He says, quote, "We expect these new buildings to be around for more than 100 years. So it's important that they're built to perform well today and for future generations of occupants." So those state leaders point to this federal data that estimates most Maine homeowners will save about $1,000 in utility bills in the first year. They say most people in Maine will see a payoff in less than 5 years. But Brian and Amanda, that national group that Travis Blake belongs to found numbers that were way different projections, that it could take 80 years for the savings from the energy efficiency to actually match the extra upfront cost.
Very big difference there.
Yeah.
Discrepancy.
Yes, we have some more details about that we'll post online.
All right, look forward to that. Chris Costa, thanks so much.